Hello and welcome to yet another part of this big puzzle. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If not, too bad, because I am, so I'm gonna continue making these videos. And I'm gonna continue to struggle with doing the puzzle and enjoy it at the same time. Sometimes that confuses me, you know, I'm struggling, but at the same time I'm enjoying it. How? How is that? How can you do both at the same time? I obviously can, but yeah, sometimes that confuses me. Then again, there's a ton of things that confuse me. A lot. All the time. So, you know, why would this be any different? But sometimes things don't confuse me too. And right now I cannot give you a good example because my brain occasionally just, yeah, I wouldn't call it shut down because, you know, if your brain completely shut down, you die. And so, as far as I know, I'm pretty much still alive. So not dead yet, thankfully. I have way too many things that I want to do before I die, so that's not gonna happen for another, I was gonna say 100 years, but then again, who knows? I mean, the medical field has a lot of things going for it, and some things going against it too, I guess, but you know. And I do come from a family that has a tendency, I don't think that's the right word, but I do come from a family and that tends to have long lives, so I'm kind of, even though I haven't exactly worked hard at like being really healthy or anything, I'm kind of just hoping that the long life thing kind of just applies to me without having done anything for it. Which, now that I think about it, not the most, like, the most logical thing, maybe, but, you know, maybe. I mean, I could always hope that somehow I'm one of those people that don't have to work hard for it. The likelihood not being very high, but, you know, never say never. There's always possibilities and opportunities and options. And, you know, if you give up hope, you've definitely lost. Probably a lot. So, whatever it is you're hoping for, don't lose hope, I guess. Because, yeah, that would probably suck. And it wouldn't help you. So, keep hoping. But if it's something that you really want, you shouldn't just hope for the best. Because that might not work out. Or it may, you know, never know. But I think if you hope for something, you really ought to work towards it too, because just hoping, I don't think that would get you the furthest. And apparently, I can't really pronounce that word. Please help. Then again, I'm a little busy. I'm puzzling. Ooh. And I'm enjoying the puzzling very, very much. And I completely forgot what I was saying. That happens a lot. Not just in conversation with you guys, but yeah, pretty much a lot. And sometimes I remember. And sometimes I remember kind of like when the conversation is long gone. when the conversation have been over for a while. I remember what I was saying. That part of it, always really, really annoying. I mean, I really want to be able to continue a conversation. But, you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Ooh. But yeah, where was I going with what? I don't know. Just play along. Or something. Where do you go? Where do you go? Okay, I can't figure this one out. Where do you go? Oh wait. I figured it out. I was at work today. It's after work now, and sometimes it's enough lighting, and sometimes I have enough energy to, you know, do my puzzle. Yay! And work was work. Not much interesting happened, really. Some days are like that, and that's okay. And other days at work, like, a lot of things happen. So, that, I mean, if you don't want 2 days that are exactly the same, you could possibly become a librarian. You never really know what's going to happen. You might plan for some things and then you never get to those things because something happened. Then again, I'm sure that's the case in a lot of jobs. I think I've only had one job where, like, everything pretty much went according to plan every single day. But it was a very boring job, so there was that. At the same time, it was kind of, what can I say, brain dead? You didn't have to think, you just had to do. So it got pretty boring. But it was a nice way to make money, even though it was really boring. But I haven't had a lot of those jobs. I have mostly worked in the service industry, one way or another. And that, I mean, when you work in the service industry, you meet a lot of people. Kind of obviously, or customer service industry. I'm not fully sure what everyone would classify it as. I worked in a bookstore, I worked in a kiosk, I have worked in a shoe store. I worked in a shoe store for 5 years. That was a lot of different customers. I have worked in public libraries, and I'm currently working at a high school library, and I've had some other odd jobs too. But yeah, different things, and they all have, what can I say, different things about them that I like, and some of them have things that I don't like, which I think is pretty normal. I mean, it's a job. That's kind of it. Ooh. But yeah, don't ask me where I was going with that. I don't know. Is that normal? Yes. Yes, it is. Or it's normal for me anyway. I don't know if it's normal for other people. I don't really care. I mean, let's be honest. I'm sitting home alone in my living room. I'm doing a puzzle, talking to a camera. You know, That's kind of what I'm currently doing. And it's like, oh, like I didn't talk enough at work today? I probably did. And yet here I am. Let's talk even more. Sometimes I question myself a little. It's like, why am I the way I am? And now I'm apparently starting to question you too. Why are you the way you are? Do you know? And could you give me any tips and tricks and hints? I don't know. Yeah. Some of these parts are harder than others. But I am thoroughly enjoying this. Very, very much. And I'm sometimes getting a little frustrated. Because it's like, where do they go? And sometimes I don't know. Oh, now look at that. No, wait, don't look at that. That is wrong. But why are... Well, more of them have to fit together. How is this gonna work? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Wait. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it on the video right now, but I have a bit of a struggle with the ones that are like up high like this. I have to stretch a lot. I'm not really this stretchy, you know? Or maybe you don't know, but I know. I don't think, it's like so far up here. And I absolutely refuse to stand up. And yes, I know, I'm sure I could technically stand up and it'll be all fine or good or whatever. But I don't wanna. So I'm not gonna. I don't know where these go. So, yeah. And I've been wondering, these videos that you watch, that I make, do you like them? And also, not why are you watching them, but what about the videos do you like? I'm not saying that I will take it into consideration. I'm just curious. What do you like? What don't you like? Do you have any ideas on how to make puzzles even more interesting? I mean, puzzles themselves are very enjoyable. So, more like how to make it even better. Is that even possible? I mean, I get to do the puzzles, so I'm very happy, but you're not actually doing the puzzles, you're just watching me doing the puzzles, so is there any way I can make it more enjoyable for you? Maybe. And also, don't expect too much when it comes to the editing. Just, you know, don't. Because that won't be nice for me. So, yeah. I have opinions. Sometimes. That's not true. I always have a lot of opinions. I don't always voice them though, because when it comes to certain people and certain opinions, sometimes it kind of makes life easier if you just don't voice your opinions, which is stupid because it's in a way that's kind of censorship. If you don't feel like you can voice your own opinions, you're self-censoring. Is that really smart? I'm gonna go with no. But what do you think? Do you think we should self-censor? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? don't you give a shit about it? I mean, there are things that people talk about sometimes, and I was like, I really could not care less what you mean. But other times I want to know. And sometimes, you know, there are blurred lines there that are hard to, not hard to specify necessarily, but hard to make a decision on at times. At least in my opinion. I have a lot of opinions, but I'm not always the bravest at voicing them because, you know, censorship and all. So I'm curious, do you always voice your opinion? Do you tell people what you mean no matter what? Or do you sometimes, what can I say, do you sometimes not voice your opinion because you don't want to risk hurting other people's feeling or something? Do you do that? And also, if you don't do it, got any tips to how I can, you know, stop self-censoring? Or do you think it's a good idea to basically self-censor? I don't know. I mean, some people I really want to censor, but at the same time, I don't like censorship. And then you have the whole thing about, you know, some things that some people find acceptable, but other people don't. And I don't know. It's hard. And sometimes confusing. And I don't think it's right to like cancel people and tell them that they can't share their opinions, because if I tell other people that they can't share their opinions, I feel like that would give other people the right to tell me that I can't share my opinions too. And I don't want other people to censor me. I mean, I censor myself enough as it is. We don't have to make that even worse. So, I don't know. What do you think? What are your stands on censorship and all that? Or do you just want to ignore the whole thing? Whatever the whole thing is. And especially in today's climate for like discussion on politics and all that, sometimes I feel like people just either they want everyone to agree with them or they don't want to talk to them at all. It's like, well, how are we gonna get anything done if you can't talk to people? If you can't communicate? I thought that was like really cool thing about society, the fact that we are able to communicate with each other, to talk to each other, to disagree without, like, you know, killing each other, because that would be bad. And like, how do we politely agree to disagree when we, you know, don't agree without like turning it violent in some way? Because some people do that, and I don't get it. That's sometimes I do get it. I mean, some people, you kind of just want to bash their head in with a baseball bat. Do not do that. That is not legal. So I sometimes understand the, like, I want to, but do the thing that you really not to do. But there is a rather big difference than just thinking about it and sometimes wanting to do it to actually do it. I mean, I learned when I was a kid, the thing I'm pretty sure a ton of kids learn, use your words. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good advice actually. Use your words. We're humans. We have words for a reason. They're the reason, part of the reason we've come kind of as far as we have. Though sometimes I would argue that we haven't really come far. We lucked out in certain parts and we screwed up a hell of a lot of other ones. So, you know, there is that. So, yeah. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm sure you've noticed that by now. I have a lot of ideas. And I don't always talk about the ideas. And sometimes I want to talk about my ideas and then I've forgotten about them, the ideas. Which sounds weird. But, I mean, if you've been inside my brain, which you have not, you should be very happy about it. But, well, it's a weird place, my brain. And you know, I have a lot of thoughts. And this is one of the places I share a lot of my thoughts. So, I'm thinking if you want to share your thoughts too, that's cool. Just keep it legal. That's always a thing. So, yeah. I guess I was very talkative today. And that's good sometimes. Other times it's more annoying, but let's not get into that right now. Instead, I should probably make dinner soon. God, am I gonna like end a lot of these videos like, I need to make dinner, so see ya. I don't know. But, I mean, I like eating. I like dinner. I like food. So, you know. I'm not the best chef though. I'm definitely not a chef, but, no. I make my dinner and it usually turns out well. Sometimes not as well. And sometimes I burn the pasta. Yes. For your information, it is very possible to burn pasta. I mean, you fill a pot with water, but not complete all the way to the top. I mean, you don't want it to bubble over. And then you put it on, you turn it on so it gets to heat, and then you pour the pasta in, and then because it takes more than 2 minutes to do like the boiling of the pasta, you go do something else while you wait for it to get done. And by the time you remember that you have started to make dinner and pasta, the pasta has occasionally gotten a little overdone. And there is no more water left in the pot because that's out. And yeah, that happens. I will admit that it kind of happens more than I would like to admit, so maybe I shouldn't have told you about it. But I just wanted to say that it's very, very possible to burn pasta. It's very easy. You should not try it because it doesn't taste as good, you know, after it's burned. I would recommend not burning pasta. I mean, it doesn't actually burn. It just, you know, get very, like, weird. to be honest. So that's one thing I've learned to not do, is start pasta before I puzzle. Let's be honest, if I tried to do that, yeah, that would not have worked out well. Gosh, that would not work out well. So I don't do that. I'm very smart occasionally or something. Oh yes. Oh, maybe. Oh, definitely not. I don't think all these goes here. In fact, I think these go up here. Oh, look at me standing up, because big puzzle. And since I'm already standing up, I'm gonna go and do the thing that I said I would. So I'm gonna make dinner. So see you in the next video.